Stories of Journey to the West, Chapter 55.
Imagine you've just, navigated that whole intense situation in the Kingdom of Women.
A sudden, whoosh of wind and sand just swirling up everywhere.
And Sandy immediately sees something, doesn't he? He shouts out.
Yes, he spots her, identifies the captor as a girl, and notes she used a whirlwind. The text says literally took him away.
Just like that, snatched. And the disciples' reaction is immediate, right? No pause.
None at all. Monkey yells. Pigsy and Sandy are instantly alarmed. Monkey doesn't waste a second.
What does he do?
Leaps straight up into the sky. And there's that great detail. He shades his eyes with his hand, peering through the dust.
Trying to see where that whirlwind went.
Exactly. He spots it heading northwest.
Yeah.
Then he's yelling to the others, "Yeah-ho!" Something like, "Quick, get on your clouds, follow me, let's chase after Master."
And Pigsy and Sandy are right there.
Right behind him. The text says they quickly get the baggage sorted on the horse, and then, with a shout, they're airborne too, following Monkey.
Okay, but meanwhile, back on the ground, where they just left.
You've got the Queen and her entourage.
Yeah.
The text says they're left kneeling right there in the dust.
Oh.
Like that.
And seeing the disciples just shoot up into the sky like that, what do they make of it?
Well, they see it through their own lens, They think they're arhats flying up in broad daylight. Share. Like a miracle.
Wow. And that changes how they see the Tang Monk, too, then.
It really does. Seeing his disciples like that forces a total rethink. They start calling him a Zen monk with the way.
And they realize their mistake. Basically, we were blind. We completely misjudged this guy from China.
Yeah, they figure all their effort was wasted
Yeah.
trying to keep him there. The Queen, it says, felt ashamed, and they all just quietly went back to the capital. A bit of an anticlimax for them.
A rather quiet end to their big plans. But up in the air, the chase is still very much on.
They follow that whirlwind, just pursuing it, until it finally settles down near a high mountain.
So the dust settles, the wind dies down, they land, time to search.
And that's when they spot it. A bit off to the side, this structure. A stone screen, described as bright green stone, like a fancy screen.
And hidden behind it.
2 stone doors, and carved right on them. 6 big characters.
Giving the address.
Pretty much. Poison Enemy Mountain, Peepa Cave. Peepa Cave. Doesn't sound very welcoming. And Pigsy's first reaction.
Oh, it's classic Pigsy. The text calls it just thoughtless. He steps right up, rake ready, about to smash the door in.
But Monkey stops him. That's interesting.
Why?
Yeah, it shows his strategic side sometimes. He tells Pigsy, basically, hang on, brothers, don't rush. He says, peep back, we don't know what we're dealing with here.
Makes sense. They just followed the wind.
Right. He points out they don't know for sure if this is even the right place, and just bashing the door down might, stir up trouble unnecessarily.
So what's his plan B?
Much smarter. He suggests Pigsy and Sandy wait back by the screen with the horse he gashed to going down. He'll go in alone, scout things out, gather some intel first.
And Sandy thinks this is a good idea.
Oh, he loves it. See, he actually praises Monkey, calls the plan rough, meaning like there's subtlety hidden in Monkey's usual roughness.
High praise from Sandy.
Yeah, and he adds, which is like saying, indeed, it's wise to slow down when things get urgent. He sees the wisdom.
Okay, plan agreed. Monkey needs a way in that doesn't involve breaking down the door.
Time for some magic. He uses one of his transformations.
Yay.
And the text actually gives this really lovely poetic description of him as a bee.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
It talks about his thin wings, light waist, how his mouth sought pollen, his sharp tail, even touches on, the humble work of making honey. It's quite detailed.
But the key part is why a bee, right?
Exactly. The text says, now employing a clever trick, flying and dancing through the door crack.
So he just buzzes right through a crack. Owner.
Yep. Perfect infiltration. Sometimes brute force isn't the answer, Sometimes you need to be sneaky. That makes you think about tackling problems differently.
Okay, so Monkey the Bee is inside. What's the scene?
He flies past a second door, deeper in. And right there in the middle, there's a flower pavilion.
A flower pavilion inside a cave.
Yeah, and sitting right there in it.
Let me guess. The female monster.
The very one. And around her, there are several young girls all dressed up in colorful clothes, a bowl with their hair done up, and they look really happy, chatting excitedly about something.
Monkey needs to hear this.
He does. So he carefully lands on the lattice of the pavilion and listens in real close.
And what does he overhear? Does it explain anything?
Well, the conversation turns to food pretty quickly,
Yeah.
and it gets disturbing. Fast.
How so?
Two girls, described as having, like, kids' hairstyles, hue shear, come up carrying 2 plates of steaming hot buns. Weigh in.
Okay, buns, that sounds normal enough.
Wait for it. The fillings. This is the detail that really sticks with you.
Oh boy, what are they?
One plate, the text explicitly says, is meat buns with human flesh filling.
Human flesh? Just served up like that?
Yep, and the other plate,
Please tell me it's something normal.
it's vegetarian buns with dengsha filling.
Changsha.
And the monster's reaction when the food arrives.
Let me guess. She's horrified.
Nope. She laughs. Seems quite pleased. And then she says, help the Tang Imperial brother out.
So the Tang Monk is there. They bring him out. How is he?
He's in a bad way. They help him out from a back room. He's described as having the yellow face, white lips, red eyes, and tears streaming down. Clearly distressed.
Oh man, Monkey must be seeing all this from his hiding spot.
He is. He sees his master and sighs.
Does he realize what's wrong?
He puts it together. He says to himself, teacher is poisoned. So it wasn't just a kidnapping. She's actively harming him.
This is awful. Then the monster goes up to him.
She does. Walks down from the pavilion, and again, a specific detail. Her 10 slender fingers as she grabs his hand.
What does she say to him? Is she threatening him?
It's more insidious than that. She tells him to relax. She kind of downplays her cave compared to the palace, saying it's not luxurious, but it's quiet and free, perfect for chanting scriptures.
Okay. Where's she going with this?
Then comes a proposal. She wants to become his Tao companion for 100-year harmony. Basically, spend their lives together in spiritual partnership.
A spiritual partnership in the Peepa Cave with the human flesh buns nearby?
The contrast is just, chilling.
What does the Tang Monk say? How does he react?
At first, nothing. Just silence.
And the monster keeps pushing.
She offers him the food then. Mentions the 2 plates. Lucha suggests he eat something to calm his anxiety. She even says she knows he didn't eat back at the kingdom feast. She's weirdly attentive.
Okay, now this is interesting. We get inside the Tang Monk's head here, right? What's he thinking?
Yeah, the text says he's deep in thought. He's comparing this creature to the queen he just left. This one's a demon, a monster, obviously dangerous. The queen was human, and even though she wanted to keep him, he showed courtesy.
He must be terrified. He doesn't know what she'll do if he says no.
Exactly. And his big fear is that his disciples have absolutely no clue where he is. He feels completely stuck opening, like asking his own heart what to do and coming up blank. No plan, no way out.
But he can't just stay silent. He has to do something.
Right. He kind of forces himself to appear strong, and he finally speaks.
And his first words are...
Very strategic, actually. Focused on the food. How about the meat? How about the vegetarian? He's testing the waters, maybe trying to buy time or figure out how to stick to his vows.
How does the monster respond to that?
She seems a bit amused, maybe. She explains the fillings again. For the meat, for the vegetarian.
And Tang Monk makes his choice.
Firmly. It's vegetarian. He's using his identity as a monk to refuse the meat.
Does the monster accept that?
She laughs again. Then tells a girl to bring hot tea, calling him family elder while he has his vegetarian bun. It's such a bizarre mix of, like, domestic politeness and absolute horror.
So a girl brings tea.
Mm-hmm.
Then the monster takes one of the vegetarian buns, breaks it open, and hands it to the Tang Monk.
Okay. And what does Tang Monk do?
He takes the whole meat bun, the human flesh one, and just hands it straight to her, intact. He doesn't break it.
Refusing to even handle it in that way. Clever. Does she notice?
Oh, she notices. She asks him directly, Imperial brother, why didn't you break it open for me? She's definitely probing, testing him.
And his answer.
He says, I'm a renunciate. I dare not break the meat. Sticking to his principles, but also avoiding the act itself.
But the monster's clever too, isn't she? She comes back at him. She says something like, you're a renunciate. You don't dare break meat. So how come the other day by the Fetus River, you drank that high water, and now today you want to eat dengsha filling?
She knows about the river incident. And what's this focus on Dangsha again?
Yeah, it shows she's either been watching them or has some kind of knowledge. It's a really sharp question, linking two strange consumptions.
And Tang Monk's reply to that, it's amazing.
It really is. He uses these phrases that sound like simple proverbs, but they totally fit his situation. Water high, boat goes fast. Sand trap, horse goes slow.
So subtly referencing how quickly he got into trouble with the river water and how stuck he is now in the sand trap of a cave.
Exactly. He answers her without really answering her point about the Dangsha, deflecting brilliantly.
Meanwhile, Monkey's still watching all this.
Yep, still a bee on the lattice. He hears this whole back and forth. The text calls it exchanging words and trying to outdo each other.
Yeah. And he starts to worry.
He does. He's afraid his master will lose his true nature. Like he's worried Tang Monk will get confused or tricked or somehow giving to her.
The tension must be unbearable for him.
Totally. He can't stand it anymore, Sadie. That's the breaking point. He drops the disguise, reveals his true form. Tausel whips out his iron staff and yells, "Hey, evil creature, how rude!"
Boom. Element of surprise gone. The fight's on. What's the monster's immediate reaction?
Instant defense and offense. She sprays this stream of smoky light right out of her mouth, covering the whole flower pavilion, probably to protect herself and hide the Tang Monk.
And she tells her helpers,
"Take the Imperial brother away. Sada secure the prize."
Then she faces Monkey.
She grabs her weapon as a three-pronged steel fork and leaps out of the pavilion door, ready to fight.
And she's not happy to see him, I imagine.
Not remotely. She starts yelling insults immediately, calls him like a lazy, wicked monkey, and accuses him of sneaking into her house.
And anything else?
Yes, interestingly, she specifically accuses him of peeking at my appearance. That feels specific, like she's particularly sensitive about being seen.
Then she challenges him.
Yeah, shouts, "Don't run! Eat this one fork from your old mother." Coming right at him.
Is Monkey ready?
Absolutely. Blocks her fork with his staff, trading blows, moving back and forth. The first clash has properly begun.
They see the fight spilling out.
And Pigsy jumps in.
Oh, yeah. Classic Pigsy. He basically tells Sandy, you watch the horse and the bags, and charges right in, rake swinging, to back Monkey up.
Okay, so now it's 2-on-1. But this monster, the way she's described fighting sounds pretty intense. What does the text say?
It's quite something. When she shouts, apparently fire shoots from her nose, smoke pours from her mouth. Yeah. She's got this three-pronged fork, but the description makes her sound like a whirlwind. Shakes her body, the fork is everywhere, it says you can't even count her hands, just a blur of motion.
Sounds terrifying.
And confident, too.
Oh, beyond confident. Arrogant, really. She tells Monkey, "Oh, I know who you are, but you don't know me."
Ooh.
And then she drops this line. "Even the Buddha himself, up in Lion Monastery, is afraid of me."
Get out. Seriously.
Seriously. And she's just dismisses Monkey and Pigsy as, like, hairy fellows. Basically nothing. It tells you right away, this isn't your average demon.
No kidding. Okay, so the text then shifts a bit, right? There's this almost poetic part describing the fight itself.
Yes, it lists the combatants, talks about their energies. It's very beautifully written, but also intense.
And what's the core conflict it's highlighting there? It's more than just a brawl, isn't it?
Oh, much more. The text lays it out in terms of these, like, fundamental forces. The monster is yin, and it says she's seeking a mate.
And the monks, they represent yang. They're fighting to protect their true essence. Basically guarding against losing that essence through temptation or, well, giving in.
Wow. So it's this deep, almost cosmic struggle. Yin reaching out, trying to connect or consume, and yang holding firm, protecting its purity.
Exactly. And the intensity reflects that. The description says things like, sun and moon lose their light, the stars are altered.
So this fight is shaking the heavens, basically.
That's the implication. It's not just a skirmish in a cave, it's got universal weight.
Okay, but despite all that intensity, the fight goes on for a while. No clear winner.
Right, they're pretty evenly matched for a long time, until the turning point. And this is the bit that really got me when I reread it.
Yeah.
After all that fighting, the monster pulls out her special move, her trump card.
Not the fire or smoke.
Nope, not the fork flurry. It's her. Scorpion poison barb.
Scorpion barb.
Uh,
And where? Where does she hit him?
Right on Monkey's head. On his scalp.
His head. Wait, Monkey's head is supposed to be, like, famously hard, right?
That's the thing. But the reaction, it's instant.
What happens?
Pure agony. Monkey cries out, "Rear," like, oh, the pain, the agony. It's described as unbearable, and he has to retreat. He has to retreat. He's literally driven off by the pain of this one sting.
Just like that. Wow. And Pigsy sees this.
Yep, sees Monkey defeated, crying out, and he retreats too. Round 1 definitely goes to the monster.
Okay, so they regroup outside by the stone screen, and Monkey is not doing well.
Not at all. He's holding his head, just going, pan, 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 and paramala, which means like severe. This is severe.
Pigsy must be confused.
Totally baffled. He asks Monkey, what happened? You were doing fine, then suddenly you're running away screaming.
Yeah.
Sandy tries to rationalize it, maybe suggests it's just a headache, like a common ailment. But Monkey shoots that down. No, it's not that.
And then comes the big reveal. Pigsy points out, hey, I've never seen you hurt before, especially not on your head.
Right. And Monkey confirms it. He says, flat out, this pain is worse than anything he has ever felt before.
Anything but his history.
Exactly. Just what anything includes for Monkey.
Okay, lay it on us.
Right, so it lists it out. He cultivated to become true, became immortal ho. He stole and ate the peaches of immortality and the heavenly wine ferny.
The good stuff.
The really good stuff. He ate Laozi's own golden elixirs of immortality, all things that made his body incredibly tough.
And then there was that whole Havoc in Heaven episode.
Oh, yeah. The text reminds us they dragged him to the execution grounds. The Omusi heavenly generals wailed on him with everything. Blades, axes, hammers, swords.
Nothing worked.
Nothing. Then they tried thunderbolts. Tried fire. Still nothing. Couldn't even break his skin.
And the furnace. Don't forget the furnace.
How could we? They threw him into Laozi's 8-trigram furnace, Ocha, for 49 days. Tried to refine him down.
He just chilled.
Came out stronger. Got his fiery eyes, golden gaze from it. But his body, unharmed, tempered by divine fire.
Okay, so after surviving all of that, execution attempts, heavenly weapons, divine fire.
This one's sting to the head from this scorpion monster, and it brings him to his knees in the worst pain he's ever known.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So he's completely shocked, right? He has no idea what hit him.
Total shock. He's saying, what kind of weapon was that? How could it hurt my head? After everything else failed.
So what does this tell us about invincibility, or maybe about this specific kind of attack?
It really suggests that maybe the biggest threat isn't always the one with the most raw power, like thunder or fire. Sometimes it's something specific, precise.
Like a poison barb.
Exactly. Maybe his body was hardened against brute force, against heat, against celestial magic, but not against this highly concentrated scorpion neurotoxin delivered right to the head. It's like finding the one loophole in the invincibility clause.
It really highlights that maybe invincible isn't absolute. It depends on what you're facing.
Right. You can survive a divine furnace, but get taken out by a single, well-aimed prick. It's a powerful lesson.
And Pigsy, of course, he can't resist a little big, can he?
Oh, definitely not. He jumps right in, asking Monkey, basically, hey, what happened to that super hard head you're always bragging about? That cultivated head couldn't take one little poke.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then he jokes maybe Monkey's got a brain boil now, just totally mocking him in his moment of agony.
Classic Pigsy. Okay, so Monkey's out of commission. Sandy asks the obvious question. What about the master? Is he okay back in the cave?
Right. And Monkey, despite the pain, reassures them, yeah, the master's fine for now. He tells them that before the big fight started, earlier on, he'd actually transformed himself into a bee-ager.
Ah, the spy bee. Love it.
Yeah, he flew into the cave to do some reconnaissance.
Smart move.
Okay, so he saw the female monster sitting inside in this kind of flower pavilion. And 2 maids came out carrying 2 plates of steamed buns. One plate, Monkey notes, had human meat filling, and the other,
Dengsha filling. Vegetarian? She then offers the monk a bun, says it's to, like, calm his nerves.
Right.
And then she makes her pitch. She asks him to become her Tao companion, a permanent arrangement.
Wow. Okay, so she's not just holding him captive, she wants to marry him. How did the monk react initially, when Monkey the Bee was watching?
At first, Monkey saw the monk wasn't talking to her, wasn't taking the buns, just staying silent, probably.
Holding firm?
Yeah. But then the monster started using, sweet words and clever talk, and something changed.
Oh.
The monk started talking back to her,
Oh.
and he chose the vegetarian bun. Okay, so he engaged. And there was something specific about the bun exchange, wasn't there? A detail Monkey noticed.
There was, yeah. Really interesting. Monkey saw the monster handed the monk a vegetarian bun that was already split in half.
Okay.
But when the monk gave her a bun in return, the meat one, he gave it to her unsplit. She asked him, "Why didn't you split it?" And the monk's reply was, "A monk dares not break the rule of meat non-vegetarianism."
She knows stuff about their past, stuff that later surprises Sandy.
She specifically brings up him drinking the water. Remember that whole fiasco where he and Pigsy got pregnant?
Oh yeah, unforgettable.
And she connects that incident to him now choosing the changsha bun. It's psychological. She's showing she knows his past vulnerabilities, maybe implying he's still susceptible.
That's clever.
Yeah.
And creepy. How does the monk handle that?
High water, boat goes fast. Sand trap, horse goes slow. The text says he answered as if he didn't quite get her dig, but you could interpret it as his way of saying, yes, difficult situations arise, high water, sand trap, but one must navigate them carefully. Boat goes fast, horse goes slow. It's like he's acknowledging the metaphor of difficulty without directly admitting she's referencing his specific past mistake.
But that whole exchange, hearing his master talking back, engaging with her, especially after the sweet talk, and her showing she knows their secrets, that was the final straw for Monkey the Bee.
That was it. That's when Monkey feared the monk was truly losing his true nature. He couldn't stand by anymore. He revealed himself and attacked, which ironically led straight to him getting stung.
It all connects. And Sandy's reaction later when he hears about this.
Yeah, when Monkey recounts this part, Sandy bites his finger in surprise. He's like, how on earth did this wicked creature know about our past?
Howdy Lou. It really underscores how unsettling her knowledge is. How long she been watching them? Does she have spies?
Adds a whole other layer of threat, doesn't it? She's not just strong, she's smart and informed.
Definitely. A dangerous combination.
Okay, so they're in a tough spot. Monkey's down, the monster's revealed herself to be cunning and knowledgeable, and the monk is still in there potentially being swayed. What's the plan?
Well, Pigsy's first instinct is, naturally,
Attack.
attack. Let's go rattle her cage again. Of course. But Monkey,
Monkey shuts that down immediately. My head hurts too much, I can't go. He's genuinely incapacitated.
right. So Sandy steps in. The voice of reason.
Pretty much. Sandy points out the obvious. Monkey's injured, so attacking now is pointless. But he also expresses faith in the monk. He trusts the master's true monk nature. He believes the monk won't ultimately give in to temptation drosomia. He won't let desire mess with his spiritual core.
That's a strong vote of confidence in the master.
It is. So, based on that, they make a decision.
Which is?
Find a sheltered spot on the mountain slope, rest for the night, let Monkey recover, gather their strength, and figure out a proper plan in the morning. They secure the horse, the luggage, and settle down to wait.
After winning the fight, the demon,
She completely drops her ferocious heart. That's the term used.
and it stood.
Puts on a joyful expression, a total switch.
Wow. Okay. So what does she do with this newfound joy?
Well, she immediately starts giving orders, but listen to this. They're not about, like, defending against another attack. She tells her minions, lock the doors and set guards to watch for Wukong. So she knows who the real threat is on that front.
Smart. But then
her focus shifts entirely. She tells her maids, get my bedroom ready. You know, candles, incense, the works.
uh-oh. Bedroom, candles. Okay. I think I see where this is going.
And then she summons the monk.
Right. And her intention? Is it subtle?
Not at all. The text quotes her directly. She basically says, let's be a couple and let's go have some fun.
Just like that. Super direct.
Yep. The language makes it crystal clear she's proposing, well, an intimate relationship. She invites him right into her private room. This isn't just holding him prisoner, it's a proposition.
How does he react?
Well, the text says he's biting his teeth, not making a sound. He's definitely scared. It mentions him trembling.
I would be too.
Right. But he follows her, acting, the text says, as if foolish and mute, just sort of blank on the outside.
But that's just the outside. What's going on inside? Does the text tell us?
It does, and this is key. It dives right into his internal state. It stresses how he absolutely refuses to engage his senses with her plan.
How so?
Like, he doesn't even lift his head to look at the room. He doesn't register the bed, the decorations, none of it.
In her words, all the seductive talk.
It says he's indifferent, doesn't listen. It just doesn't land.
Okay, so the source gets really specific about his mindset here, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It gives us these amazing lines like, eyes do not see evil sights, ears do not hear lewd sounds.
So it's an act of filtering.
Exactly. And it says he looks at her beauty, all the silk, the gold, the pearls, and sees it as, well, as dirt and dust.
Dirt and dust, that's quite the perception shift.
It really shows his spiritual training, right? It's not just ignoring it, it's fundamentally reevaluating it through a spiritual lens. The text emphasizes his entire life is about Zen study.
He's never strayed from the path, it says. Half a step never leaving the Buddha land.
Right. So he literally doesn't have the framework or the interest to cherish jade and pity fragrance, that classic phrase for appreciating female beauty.
His focus is purely internal, cultivating truth and nurturing nature.
That's his whole world. And the text really highlights this clash, this stark contrast between them in that moment.
Yeah, tell us about that contrast. How does it describe her?
She's all lively, boundless spring, like pure energy and desire, soft jade and warm fragrance. Her whole intent is physical intimacy, spreading the mandarin duck quilt, feeling that thick, lustful interest.
Okay, pure desire. And him.
He's described as lifeless, but with his Zen nature present, like dead ash and withered wood.
Whoa, dead ash and withered wood. That's intense.
It is, but it signifies that lack of worldly reaction, his intention, just keeping his robe fastened, his spiritual core, his cinnabar heart bright and focused. His mind is on, like, visiting Bodhidharma, ultimate spiritual goals.
It's an incredible juxtaposition. Spiritual discipline versus raw desire.
Exactly. So they talk, or rather, she talks at him. The text calls it scattered words and broken phrases.
What kind of things does she say?
She tries invoking famous seductive figures from history, comparing herself to them. She even throws out that line, isn't it better to die under flowers and be a romantic ghost? Trying to tempt him with passion, even if it's fleeting.
Whoa, she's pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
And his response?
Consistent rejection. He keeps saying, I'm a monk. I'm not that kind of person. And then he delivers that really cutting line.
Which one?
He says, my true yang is a treasure. How could I lightly give it to you, a skeleton in powder?
A skeleton in powder. Oof, that cuts right through the facade, doesn't it? Seeing the illusion for what it is.
Absolutely. That's his spiritual insight talking, piercing through the surface beauty.
So how long does this standoff last?
The text says she pesters him, or maybe entangles him, until about midnight. A long time.
And the result after all that effort?
Nothing. The text is very clear. Tang Monk didn't move his thoughts at all. Complete resolve.
He didn't budge an inch mentally.
Not one bit.
Okay, so how does a powerful demon react to being utterly stonewalled like that?
Predictably, maybe. She gets angry. The text says, Lerm, it made the monster annoyed or angry.
Uh-oh. Annoyed demon. What's the payback?
She just calls out, bring rope!
Rope. Okay. So, punishment time.
Yeah, and they tie him up really tightly. The description is like trussing up an ape or a monkey all bundled.
Oh, nasty.
Then they drag him out into the corridor, dump him there for the rest of the night, and put out the lights.
So, uncomfortable, yes, but crucially, not seduced.
Exactly. A night on the cold floor, tied up, but his spiritual integrity is intact, which is everything.
Okay, so morning comes. Meanwhile, what's happening with Wukong and Baji?
Well, Wukong's headache from her sting is gone. Progress. But now he says the spot is itching.
He can't catch a break. And Baji.
Baji immediately jokes, oh, it's itching. Maybe let her sting you again. That'll fix it. Classic Baji.
Always helpful.
But Shaseng jumps in, ever the serious one. Stop messing around, he says, basically. It's dawn. We need to go rescue the master. Keeps him focused.
The good old Sha Sing. So what's the plan?
Shaseng guards the horse and luggage. Wukong and Baji head to the cave. But Wukong pauses. He knows this is different now. He insists on scouting first, and his reason is vital. He says, and this is a direct quote essentially, if he was tricked, if he lost his true yang, his virtue, well, then we just disband.
Wow. The whole pilgrimage is over if he failed this test.
That's what Wukong implies. The master's spiritual purity is the absolute foundation. If that's gone, the quest is meaningless.
That puts immense pressure on the master. What does Baji think of the odds?
Baji comes out with this very rustic proverb. Can a dried fish be a pillow for a cat? Meaning, how can you put temptation right next to someone and expect them not to succumb? It's his crude way of saying the risk is huge. Maybe he thinks the master can't resist, or maybe he's just acknowledging the extreme danger.
Yeah.
He does add something like, even if he gets scratched a few times, implying some damage might be unavoidable.
Right. So Wukong needs proof.
Exactly. So he changes into a tiny bee, zips into the cave.
Sneaky. What does he find?
He finds the guards are asleep, and the demon and her maids also fast asleep. Exhausted, the text notes, from being at it for half the night.
Huh? Trying to seduce the monk wore them out.
Apparently. Then Wukong hears a faint sound.
The master.
Yes. He follows the sound and finds Tang Monk tied up in the corridor, trussed up 4 limbs together.
Okay, the moment of truth. Does Wukong ask?
He does. Straight up. How were things last night? Like, did the good times happen?
And Tang Sen's answer.
It's emphatic. I would rather die than do that. That's his immediate response.
Wow. Okay.
And he confirms, my clothes weren't untied, my body never touched the bed. He explains he got tied up because he refused her.
Proof positive. He held firm.
Absolutely. And then he begs Wukong, save me, so we can go get the scriptures.
And that's what triggers the demon.
Isn't that incredible? The phrase, go get the scriptures, makes her instantly wake up. She hears it and rolls off the bed.
Furious.
Totally furious. The text says she's angry. He still wants to leave and get scriptures instead of being her husband after everything.
The nerve. Still focused on his mission.
Right. So Wukong sees her waking up, knows it's time to go. He flies out fast.
Abandons the master for a second.
Has to. Flies out, changes back, calls for Baji.
And Baji's first thought.
Still worried about the situation. He asks crudely again if the master is okay. But Wukong reassures him, never, never. Clothes untied, body on the bed. Absolutely not.
And Baji's reaction.
Pure relief. Good. He's still a real monk. That's his response. Now they're ready for the rescue.
Okay, rescue time. How do they approach it? Subtly.
No, not Baji anyway. The text calls him crude or rough. He just walks up to the main stone gate and smashes it with his rake. Just breaks it into pieces. Full frontal assault.
So much for stealth. That must have alerted everyone.
Instantly. Guards scramble, report the broken gate. The demon's maids tell her while she's still, washing up.
Not caught her mid-routine.
Pretty much. She quickly tells them, finish getting ready and hide the monk in the back room, still tied up.
Hide the evidence. And then...
Then she grabs her weapon, a 3-pronged fork, and declares, I'm gonna fight them.
Okay, round 2. She comes out fighting.
She does, and yelling insults immediately. Vile monkey! Savage boar, you're so ignorant.
And Baji gives it right back, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Calls her a lewd, cheap whore. Basically, give us back our master.
So, the fight is on again. How does it go this time?
The demon uses her powers, smoke and fire spray from her nose and mouth as she attacks Baji with the fork.
Sounds intense.
Baji parries with his rake. Wukong jumps in with his staff. But her fighting style is tricky.
How so?
The text says you couldn't tell how many hands she had. She's blocking both of them really effectively.
She's skilled.
Very. And it doesn't last long after just 3 to 5 rounds.
Someone gets hurt.
Baji does. Again. This time the text is specific. He gets stabbed right on the lip.
Ouch. That's got hurt.
Must have. He immediately turns tail. The description is kind of vivid. Dragging his rake, holding his mouth, running for his life in pain.
So he's out. What about Wukong?
Wukong pulls back too.
So the demon wins again. At least this skirmish.
Yep. She holds the field, tells her minions to fix the gate.
And Baji. How's he doing?
He stumbles back to where Shaoxing is waiting, groaning, holding his swollen lip.
Oh dear. And Wukong.
Wukong catches up and, well, he can't resist teasing him. He compares Baji's swollen-mouthed plague, as he calls it, to his own headache from the day before. See, it's your turn.
Brothers, always supportive.
And Baji just keeps groaning about how much it hurts. He's clearly in a bad way.
Your best fighters are hurt.
Unsure what to do next. And Pigsy's pain is really specific. That sting, the source calls it. Tail over horse poison.
Tail over horse poison.
Oh.
What does that really imply? It knocks you flat.
Yeah, it suggests something that doesn't just hurt. It completely takes you out of the fight, debilitates you, throws you off balance, maybe.
Which really highlights how specific this threat is. It's not just brute strength they're up against.
Exactly. It's a particular kind of venom, something that gets past their usual defenses. Even Monkey had to run for it.
And then, just when it looks hopeless, an old woman appears, carrying a basket. Sandy spots her, thinks maybe she can help give directions or something.
But Monkey, he's got those golden gaze, fiery eyes, right? He sees through the disguise immediately. No ordinary old woman.
It's Guanyin, the Bodhisattva, appearing in her fish basket form, the text says.
Right, so you think, okay, finally, the cavalry's here. Guanyin will just sort this out with her immense power.
But here's the twist, the first big twist, and it's a huge piece of information.
Guanyin confirms, yes, it's a scorpion demon. And she explains the weapon that tail sting. It's actually one of its pincers transformed, but then she reveals just how incredibly potent it is.
And this is the part. Guanyin says this exact sting.
Yeah.
It was powerful enough to injure the Buddha himself.
Get this, yeah. The text says the demon was at Layan Monastery, the Buddhist place, listening to him teach. The Buddha apparently nudged it, maybe to move it along, and the scorpion just reacted instinctively, whipped its tail around and stung the Buddha on his left middle finger.
Wow.
The pain was apparently so bad, the Buddha ordered the heavenly guardians to capture her, but she managed to escape. Guanyin,
She says, point blank, she can't defeat this demon.
she explains she can't even get close to it.
She offers something else. She tells Monkey there's only one being who can handle this demon.
Right. She points him in a very specific direction.
Yeah.
Go to the Eastern Heavenly Gate, find the Brightness Palace, and ask for the Rooster Star official.
The Rooster Star official. Okay. Monkey, being Monkey, he's off like a shot. Zooms straight up to the Eastern Heavenly Gate on his cloud.
He gets there, finds the Growth King, the 4 marshals, explains everything, the urgency. Need the Rooster Star official, Guanyin sent me.
And they tell him he's actually out on patrol, Jade Emperor's orders.
Right, but he should be back soon. Just wait. Typical celestial bureaucracy almost.
So Monkey heads over to the Brightness Palace gate. It's empty. He's starting to get impatient. You know how he is.
Huh, yeah.
And then he sees this procession arriving. Celestial guards, banners, and leading them is the Rooster Star official himself.
And the description in the source is quite something, really paints a picture. He's got this formal golden robe holding his jade scepter, the D. His robe is like woven starlight, 7-star clouds. His girdle is bright. And you can hear him coming, these little ornaments tingling like wind chimes, very dignified.
Very celestial official.
Yeah.
But a Rooster Star official, what does that actually mean? Is it just a name?
Well, that's the key, isn't it? In, traditional Chinese cosmology, stars and constellations are often linked to earthly things, animals especially. So being the Rooster Star official, it suggests he's fundamentally connected to the essence, the nature of a rooster.
Ah, okay, so it's not just a label. It's tied to his actual being, his inherent power.
Exactly. He embodies that principle, elevated to a celestial level. It's likely where his specific abilities come from.
Got it. So Monkey explains the whole mess, the scorpion demon, Guanyin's advice, the injured Pigsy, the desperate need.
And the official's reaction. Immediate. No red tape. He basically says, right, this is urgent. Saving the monk comes first. I'll deal with the paperwork for the Jade Emperor later.
Priority straight. Love it.
Totally. Duty calls.
Now, before they even head back down, there's this little moment that really confirms everything. The official shows his connection to the specific problem, the poison.
Yeah, it's cool. He just reaches out, touches Pigsy's lip where the sting was, blows a breath, and poof, pain's gone.
Just like that.
Just like that. Does the same for Monkey's head, where he still felt numb from the day before. Again, not general healing. It's like he's applying the exact counteragent to that specific venom's effect.
Okay, so this confirms it. His rooster nature isn't just symbolic. It gives him a direct power over this poison. So they're energized, they've got their specialist. Monkey and Pigsy head back to Peepa Cave.
The plan now is simple. Flush her out.
They get near the entrance, hide behind that stone screen wall thingy. And Pigsy, maybe he's still a bit sore about the whole sting incident.
Oh yeah, he takes the lead on this one. Grabs his rake and just goes to town on the cave entrance. Smashing rocks, tearing down the gates, making a real racket.
He really lays into it. Mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
The scorpion demon comes storming out, furious. They're wrecking her place.
She charges. Monkey and Pigsy fight back, but it's tactical now. They're just drawing her out, pulling her past that screen into the open.
Where their secret weapon is waiting.
Exactly. As she pursues them out onto the slope, Monkey yells, "Now! Master, show yourself!"
And the Rooster Star official reveals his true form.
Right there on the hillside. He transforms into this huge rooster. The source says 6 or 7 feet tall.
Whoa! Just imagine that, this giant, magnificent rooster appearing to face down this demon who could sting the Buddha. The visual must be incredible.
And the way he defeats her, it's not some epic magical duel. It's simple, almost mundane, but on a cosmic scale. It's pure nature at work.
The giant rooster just crows.
And instantly, the demon just collapses out of her human form. shrinks right back down to her original shape. A scorpion, about the size of a pipa, that lute-like instrument.
One crow. That's it.
Well, almost. Then the rooster crows a second time.
Actually,
The scorpion just goes limp. Dead. Just like that.
Wow.
The source even throws in a little poem confirming it. The rooster's cry is the scorpion's bane. It's its natural predator, the ultimate specific counter. Not about generic power, but about natural order.
It's the perfect counter predator. Amazing. So throw-up neutralized.
Yeah.
But Pigsy, he's not quite done, is he?
No, maybe holding a bit of a grudge. He puts his foot on the dead scorpion and just pulverizes it with his rake. Smashes it into paste, making absolutely sure.
Can't blame him, really. So the Rooster Star official, job done, gathers his light, heads back to the heavens. Monkey and the others are bowing, thanking him profusely.
Right, and then they head into the cave. It's safe now. Inside, they find those poor women who'd been captured from the kingdom of women. Proof they were just victims.
And finally, they find the Tang Monk. Safe, thank goodness, but pretty shaken up, crying in a back room.
Big reunion. They explain the whole crazy story, how they finally beat the demon with the help of a giant celestial rooster.
Must have been quite the explanation. They find some food in the cave, just plain stuff, rice and noodles.
Yeah, Demon wasn't much of a gourmet, apparently. They eat, then they help the rescued women start heading home.
And one last thing, they torch the place. Burn down the demon's lair, make sure it's gone for good.
Wipe it off the map. Then they help Tang Monk onto his horse, and finally, they can continue the journey west.